Oh yeah, we had to do that, man. We had to do that. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays for this Tuesday, September 21st, 2021. I'm your host, Russ Williams. I'm so glad you could make it here today, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you could have been anywhere in this world today. I know you could have been anywhere in this world today, but you decided to be here with me, and I appreciate that. And more importantly, I appreciate you. So welcome to Transition Tuesdays, my good friends here. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we have an action-packed show. I got a special guest, as you guys can see on the screen. We're gonna talk to him in a few. But before we do that, I always like to state my intentions for the show, Transition Tuesdays. And my intentions is to give you the opportunity to laugh, smile, think, and engage in honest conversations about your life's transition. So that's what we do here on Transition Tuesdays. And speaking of Transition Tuesdays, and speaking of honest conversations, more importantly, I got my special guest. And I'm going to read his extensive bio, so bear with me, ladies and gentlemen, man. This guy here, man. This guy, my special guest, attended Clifford J. Scott High School in East Orange, New Jersey. He played his collegiate ball at the United States Military Academy, and then he transferred to Iona College. We're going to talk all about that. He played for the world-famous Harlem Globetrotters. The world-famous Harlem Globetrotters. This guy's a Globetrotter, man. And also, ladies and gentlemen, check this out. He's a part of a select few of ballers who had a great college career and was a great streetball legend. We're going to talk all about that as well, too, man. And also, my special guest, he's a husband. He's a father. He's currently working as an onboarding consultant in the insurance industry. And last but not least, my special guest is a head coach at North Plainfield High School. So, ladies and gentlemen, Transition Army, please help me welcome Mr. Derrick Canada to Transition Tuesdays. Derrick, what's good, DC?
I'm good, man. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. I had to give you your applause, man. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it. So it's an honor to be able to get on here with you.
Oh no, absolutely, man. But the honor and thrills all mine, man. You know, all those years we used to compete against each other. This is friendly banter. This is good, man. This is good on camera, you know.
Nothing like it, man. Nothing like it.
Absolutely.
You still got me staring at this Manhattan jersey, though. I'm not sure.
Yeah. You gotta keep that in the background. You know, that's the way it is. You know what I mean? Hey, so DC, man, I'm glad to, steal a couple of minutes from you, man. And, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the show, but I play music for my guests. And I'm going to play this tune for you, man. I think of you when I hear this tune. It's a song I'm sure you're familiar with. I'm sure you're familiar with the group. They're from Jersey. So I'm going to play this for you. And I want you to talk about when you first heard this song. Hopefully you can hear it. But when you first heard this song, what'd you think about this? So let me just rock this real quick. Hold on one second. If I can get on out here. All right, hold on one second. Can you hear that, DC?
Yep, I can hear it.
All right.
I can hear it.
Naughty by Nature.
That's hot.
Yes, Uptown Anthem. You remember that song, man?
Absolutely do. So funny you started there because I went to school with Ben and KG.
Did you really? You're kidding me.
We went to elementary school together before I moved sides of town. So, I still, when I get out and hoop occasionally, I still hoop with KG. So, yeah, shout out to Naughty.
Wow.
Orange all day, baby.
Man, so KG, he was a hooper? He played ball?
He plays now. He wasn't a hooper in high school.
Okay.
DJ producer extraordinaire.
Right.
And has been for a long time. But, a lot of us from East Orange spent times in the parks, playing in the rec leagues, and all that stuff. So, you know how it is coming up.
Oh, absolutely, man.
You want to do all that. Everybody's an athlete, so.
Yeah, man. And that influence, that Jersey, man, that New Jersey influence too, especially with the hip hop, and the ball players too that came out of Jersey, man, right?
Absolutely. I joke a lot because I was all county as a senior, and four of the five guys, four of the five of us were seniors, and we all went to Division I schools.
Wow.
So it was East Orange, and the Essex County area has always been known for producing lots of basketball players.
Yeah, so the great one as my man with DC, you know, one of the great ones, man, to come out, man. Absolutely. Hey, so DC, man, I'll be remiss, man. You know, how were you and your family doing during these pandemics? You know, you got COVID, obviously, and you know you'd have the social injustice for black and brown people as well, us as black men. So, you know, how are you and your family doing during these pandemics?
Good now. Good now. Early on, it was tough. You know, suffered a lot of loss early. You know, lost some of our hoop brothers.
Yeah.
Early on in March, that was like the first weekend. Coming out of the first weekend, I lost my dudes, John Duck, Iona, Lee Green, St. John's, and Dave Edwards, who's down in Texas. So we lost a bunch, and we continued to suffer loss through March and April, and then you have all the things coming up with social injustice, and as a black man, I was just stressed. Like my stress levels were ridiculous because I'm a father and a husband, so it's important for me that my wife and my children are safe.
Yes,
and,
absolutely.
I told her, I said at a point it was hard because as a black man, sometimes you feel like because of what was going on, you feel like you're in a bad position because you feel like you can't really protect your family.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to do. So early on it was rough. As we've come through it, been able to get out and do some things and see some things, and, talk to people, talk to people more. Definitely feel a lot better. Yeah. Always feels good to get out and get on the court and hear that ball bounce. It's always been my therapy.
Right.
And so being able to do that with my boys has been fun because daddy still got a little bit of a jump shot, so they can't beat me yet.
Have they seen footage of you on like VHS and all that stuff?
A little bit.
Okay.
They've seen a little bit. I think one of my buddies posted an old LaSalle game. So I called them into the room and they watched for a couple minutes. So little stuff like that.
Little stuff, yeah. My daughters, they still don't believe that I play. I mean, even though if I produce some VHS footage and stuff like that, they're like, "Oh, that wasn't you. Come on, Dad, that wasn't you. Come on."
That's because you was rocking that flat top back in the day.
I know, right? Yeah, a little different. Yeah. Flat top is no more. Due to age. But that's what goes on.
I knew y'all was gonna catch me eventually.
I know. You was rocking that. That's right, the whole time. That's right. Yeah, man. And it's funny too, DC. Yeah, it's funny too, man. I always vow like, hey, I'm never gonna cut my hair. And then here I am today.
Like they say, Father Time is undefeated, baby.
Absolutely.
Undefeated.
Yep, and hair too, and hairlines too.
Especially hairlines.
Absolutely. Hey, so DC, man. Hey, how was it growing up in Jersey, man? Did you come from a small family, big family?
It was small. Well, we're a big family overall, but it was me and Mom. My youngest brother was born when I was 10. I'll sneak back a little further. We're originally from Long Island.
Oh, okay. What part?
Yep. Out in Wyandanch. Okay. My mom and pop graduated from Wyandanch High School. My dad died early. He died when I was 3, but he was one of those dudes too. Like he was serious. He was a 6'3", 6'4", jumped out of the gym. My uncle put together a nice little book for me, so I could see some of the stuff. And I think at one point he was averaging like 25 points and 20 rebounds a game.
Wow.
I thought I was doing all right until I read that. But we bounced around a little bit. Wound up in Texas. He passed away in Texas. We came back north. I have a bunch of aunts. My grandmother was around, a bunch of cousins. But for the most part, I'm the oldest grandchild.
Wow.
And so it was me and Mom, and just like most of us, I was a latchkey kid.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for those that don't know, latchkey means that I went off to school. When I came home, my mom wasn't home.
Yep.
So I had the key to the house. I let myself in.
Yep.
Take care of what I needed to take care of and get in bed before she got home.
That's right. Make sure you don't break anything too. You know what I mean? That's the point.
Exactly. You learn right away how smart your parents are.
Yep.
When you try to get away with stuff.
That's true.
Like, how did they know that? Then I think we started in East Orange, then we moved back to East Orange, and East Orange was big on sports. So we had Pop Warner teams in pretty much every park in East Orange. East Orange has a great park system.
Wow.
And we had a great rec system then too. There was basketball teams at every school. There were like 8 or 9 elementary schools in East Orange. So every school had one. I played at a place called the Fellowship Civic Center. So we had a team. Then the middle schools had teams, and then we got off to high school, and there were 3 good high schools in East Orange. East Orange High School, Clifford Scott, where I went, and there was a private boys' high school, Essex Catholic. So, you know, we played a lot of basketball. A lot of basketball, a lot of football. You know, you growing up, we would meet in the park and play football games.
Yeah.
Block against mine.
Yeah, definitely.
Doing all day in East Orange.
Definitely. Hey, so was basketball your first love, or did you enjoy football as well? Because I could see you as like a corner, like hitting cats. I could see that, Derrick.
I was a really good receiver. Like if you talk to my Pop Warner coaches, they still crack me up. They're like, you could have been a pro. I was good as a football player. I was a better football player than basketball player for a long time. But the joke that I make is, you know, when we were growing up, it was cold outside in October and November.
Yep.
But it is 70 degrees in the gym all year round.
That's a good point.
So that gym called, and you know, I started in high school, started focusing on just basketball and track, and then stayed with the basketball.
So talk to me a little bit about your high school days. Like, how were your teams? Do you still keep in contact with your, you know, past teammates of the past in high school?
Absolutely. Clifford Scott was really good 80s, 90s. They wound up closing the school in the early 2000s and merging it. So there's only one high school in East Orange now. But we were, my junior year, we played in the state championship game. We finished the season 20-5 and ranked number 9 or 10 in the state.
Wow.
My senior year, we finished at 21-3, and I think we finished ranked right around the same spot in the state. And so we were pretty good. We were pretty good through high school. One of my other guys, Marquise Bragg, played with him as his junior year. He was there with me, so we were there together. I had some guys who could do all the fun things that you do on the basketball court: run, jump, and shoot. My other fun story to tell Russ is my last year of high school was the last year that high school did not have a 3-point line.
Really? Wow, I know.
No 3-point line when I was in high school.
Yeah, me too, man. Yup.
That was the last year. They brought it back in '88. I was like, man.
Yeah, I know, right? Yep, we missed out on that. Absolutely, man.
Yes, sir, we did.
That's true. So you had some good teams. You had some good players. Talk to me a little bit, DC, about the recruiting process. Like, who was involved with your recruiting process? Was it your coach, or you had a mentor and something like that, or how did that go?
So the funny thing is this, and this is one of the reasons why I like coaching, because everybody's got a different story. So the recruiting process for me was different. So I was averaging 15-5, 15 points, 5 rebounds, maybe 4 or 5 assists a game. Nothing major. But, you know, those are the days of Kenny Anderson, Dave Edwards, when guards are averaging 30, 40 points going to the bigger schools.
Yeah.
So I had a few I had one serious Division II school looking at me.
What school was that?
I can't even remember the name of the school.
Gotcha.
Because West Point showed up one game, and as soon as they showed up, Division II school disappeared. But they came in, and I reference the article all the time because you know we all have those keepsakes.
Oh, absolutely.
And so the article basically said that my coach walked in the gym. He saw me block a shot, run down the court, get a rebound, tip in. He was like, he did more in 30 seconds than I could have hoped for the whole game. And the only reason I stayed was because I had bought popcorn.
Wow.
So what I always tell kids is, you know, when you're in the gym, you never know who's watching.
Yep.
And you never know how long they're going to be there. So you could never have a moment where you're not hustling. Like the whole joke of the matter is right before he walked in the gym, I turned the ball over.
Wow.
And so me blocking the shot was because I just made the mistake. And so, you know, you got to get it back. And so I get it back on the block. But had I put my head down, had I not been running and working as hard as I could work, that's an opportunity that passes me by.
That's a good
point.
So
so that's the message. Is you never know who's in the gym. You never know what they're looking at. You never know who they're looking at. You should always play the game like you love it and like it's your last one.
So they came coming. So you liked what you saw. How's the process when you go like to the military schools? Do you go on a visit or do they sign you up right there? How does that work?
Oh no, you go on a visit. You'll go visit. So I went and visited, and my host was our point guard, Ron Wilson. I don't know if you remember Ron, but he was my host.
Okay.
He shielded me from all the things that might have deterred me from going.
There you go. That's a good host there.
And we walked around. He showed me everything. Beautiful place.
Yeah, beautiful.
Disciplined. And I had a great time. So I came back, and then they actually, because I was an athlete, they helped with the appointment process.
Yep.
Because you need an appointment, and so you basically get a letter from a state representative recommending you, and then you get your appointment. Yeah. So it's a serious process. It's a serious process.
Definitely, yeah. And the thing I remember too, DC, is like you were a serious player. I mean that rookie year, it was the same year I was a freshman too. In Manhattan. But I remember, hey man, I tell you one thing, as we go through this process, DC, I remember just like when I had to go up against you, man, it was like you were like that two-way player, man, because you scored the ball, but you also gonna wear the hell out of you because you were strong as hell, you defended, you know what I mean? Like, God damn, man, Derrick, can you let me get some slack a little bit, man? Gee whiz.
But we had a great conference, and you were a great matchup because you went at it hard too.
Yeah.
So like there wasn't a night off in our conference.
Right. That's true.
There was not a night off at our spot in our conference.
That's true.
You had to come and you had to be ready to work, and if you didn't, you wouldn't be in contention.
Yeah, that's true.
You wouldn't be in contention. So yeah, you were doing your thing too, man. It's just not easy chasing the dude off screens and watching him pull up with that silky smooth jump shot every time you give him a couple inches.
I don't know if you're talking about me, but I appreciate it if you were.
that can be pretty frustrating, just so you know.
I hear you. Hey, so Derrick, man, when you at Army that first, did you win Rookie of the Year?
I did.
Yeah, that's what I remember. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Rookie of the Year for the conference.
Yep.
And Rookie of the Year for the metropolitan area.
Yeah.
So it was a good first year, and again, my point to the kids is I wasn't on anybody's radar. Like I had one D1 offer. Nobody else was checking for me. But I was Rookie of the Year for our conference. I was Rookie of the Year for the metropolitan area, and I think Basketball Weekly had me top 25 freshman in the country. Man, see that? Man. So, you do the work, and you get the results.
Definitely.
Like that's the deal with it is you get in, you do the work, and you get the results. We had crazy training programs in college. That I'm sure you know that.
Yeah.
It was a big different. It was a transition from what we were used to in high school, right?
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question, Derrick, man. Like, how was that transition for you from high school to playing college basketball at Army?
It was different for me. I was a really good athlete coming out of high school.
Yeah.
So I was the fastest guy on the basketball team, but the slowest guy on the track team. But that mattered because running track, you learn how to run. So any of the sprints we were doing, any of the conditioning, the short distance conditioning, I never had a problem with. The long distance stuff, and for me, long distance is anything over a half mile.
Right.
The long distance stuff was always a challenge for me. But I was probably in the best shape that I had ever been in those years because my coach, our strength and conditioning coach, Coach Wardowski, we call him Coach H. He'd be in the weight room challenging us, challenging your manhood, having you push those plates around, and then after that you had a limited amount of time in the gym, and that was the thing that really separated us at the academy is that we had basically a 2.5 hour window. That was it.
Right.
Like you're in classes all day. You get on that bus at around 3:30, I think 3:30, 4 o'clock. You go to the gym. Dinner's at 7, so you got to be back down at the mess hall by 7. And so that's your window. You're studying all night, and then the next day you get up and do it all over again.
Man, so yeah, I'm sure it teaches you a lot of discipline. Yeah, you got to be disciplined, and
it It does. It's also, for me, it was really, it was tough.
Yeah.
Because at that point, you don't really have any. I didn't really have any major time management skills. High school was easy for me on the academic side. I graduated fourth in my class.
Wow.
And so high school was key. But then, you get to the academy and everything that you know, or everything that you learned in high school, they've covered in the first week of class.
Right. Yep.
Now that little cushion that you thought you had is over, and it's all new stuff. So it taught me quite a bit about myself.
Yeah.
Learned that I can push through a lot of things that mentally and physically sometimes you don't think you can.
Yeah.
And I think that was major for me.
Yeah, and I'm sure that helped you when you transferred to Iona, because you talked about a transition. I would imagine that was another transition from Army to Iona College. So talk to me a little bit about that, man.
That transition was actually hilarious because academically it was so different. So I struggled at the academy, but like my first semester, I think we had 21 or 22 credit hours. The second semester was 21. I got to Iona and I was taking 15 in the year that I redshirted, and everybody was like, "Oh, why are you taking so many classes?" I'm like, "This really isn't a lot of classes."
Right. Right. Yep. That's true.
It's actually really easy.
Yep.
And so, I was Dean's List my first semester there, and
wow.
I had to go through study hall because coming in, my grades weren't great. But you get to a regular college situation, regular college setting.
Yep.
Confidence is back, timing is back, and everything works pretty well.
Yeah.
So that was the major transition for me.
Yeah.
The other transition was having to sit out that first year. And we had a pretty good team.
Yeah. Still
pretty cool with Sean Green.
That's right, Sean Green. Yeah.
Best athlete I ever played with or against.
I agree.
And the only guy that I played with that I could not beat in a sprint.
Really? You couldn't beat Sean Green in a sprint? Wow.
I could not beat him. The dude was fast.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, DC, I tell a story all the time. I remember we played Iona. And we were watching game film with you guys. And one time he went up for a dunk, and I've never seen this before. The guy blew a bubble while he was dunking. I was like, I had to stop the film. I was like totally enamored, but I was like, wait a second, this guy is so smooth. He's up, getting out about to flush it. He blows a bubble in unison. I was like, what is going on with this guy?
Yeah, he was ridiculous. We had some practices. I remember one practice, he's running hard on the left wing. I'm on the side. It's actually preseason. And he takes off, and we have 7-foot freshman, Ian White, who was there. He takes off with his right hand on Ian on the left side of the floor. And while he's in the air, he just switches hands casually and dunks it with his left.
Yeah, he was a freak athlete, man. Yep, Sean's still doing his thing too, basketball-wise. I think he's a trainer, doing some stuff. I see him on Instagram. Yeah, good dude.
He still looks good. Still looks like he can go.
Yeah, yep, he does, right? Yeah, I was seeing the video on that guy, like his jumper. I was like, man, because he had like that picture perfect jumper too. He got up so high on the jump shot. Man.
Oh, ridiculous. Yeah, ridiculous. I used to guard him in practice, and I was the only one who wasn't afraid to guard him. I just accepted the challenge.
Right.
But he would shoot a shot. I would force him left. And allow the baseline to cut him off. So I could cut him off before the basket, force him left. He would jump backwards with the ball on his left hip and then bring it up and shoot a jump shot.
Yep.
All while he's in the air. And I'm like, dude, what am I supposed to do, coach?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do with that?
That's true, man. But I can see that, DC, how you will, because you were that competitive guy, man. And so I can see you going at him. Like, you wouldn't back down. I mean, that was your game. You didn't back down from anybody.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we were taught in high school.
Yeah.
Bottom line is it's just basketball. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, right. That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah. If you play hard, what's the worst that's going to happen?
That's true.
Somebody had some extra words for you after the game.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not a big deal. That's not a big deal. That's what I try to impress on the kids today. It's just basketball, man. We get out, we play hard, and we live with the result.
Yep. That's it.
Like if you play hard, you can live with the result. If you don't play hard, I don't want to hear it.
Yep.
Don't talk to me about the woulda, shouldas.
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
Play hard enough to win.
Yeah, man. That's the way you were too, DC. You definitely that player, that guy, that type of player too. Hey, DC, talk to me a little about Iona. First of all, congratulations to Iona College for winning the MAC conference this past year. But
It was a lovely thing. It was nice to see.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah, talk to me about Patino. What do you think about Patino at Iona and New Rochelle?
It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's really interesting. Great recruiter, great coach.
Yep.
And it could potentially change the landscape in the MAC for the better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? Because I believe he'll be able to get maybe not total top tier talent, but I think you'll see an influx of talent starting at Iona, and I think the other schools will reap the benefits from that.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think that'll be awesome for the MAC.
Yeah,
because I still think it's a great conference.
Mm-hmm.
I still think it's competitive. The only thing we had is we were small.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We were just small teams.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
We didn't have long, tall, athletic bigs. We had guys who could post you up, score in the box.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as getting out and running like crazy and flying all over the place, dumping the ball at 6'10", 6'11", and 7 feet, we didn't have those guys.
Yeah, that's true. Yep, that's true. Yeah. I think Patino make a huge. Yeah, Patino's made a huge difference already. Year one, so he's gonna have those influx of talent. Those people are gonna be going in Iona. They're probably gonna be hammering my alma mater. I don't like to see that. I don't like that. But.
Well, but if he does a good job and the conference benefits from it, I think that'll be awesome.
That's true.
Because right now, well, prior to him coming, it was let's start in the MAC, let's go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Let's start in the MAC, let's go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
But why not come back?
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
You have or had a great coaching career, and you're looking for another opportunity.
Yep.
Why not come back to the MAC?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I'm sure this isn't going to be his last, his last stop. But hey, Iona can benefit. The MAC benefits with him being there. Wins a couple of championships, breaks north. It does what he does.
Yeah. Might get a couple TV games out of it.
Yeah, right. I know. Absolutely.
That'll be awesome. But yeah, I hope they do well. I know he's got some history.
Yep.
I'm hoping that his history stays his history.
Yep.
And we move it forward, and the schools and the MAC benefit.
Yeah, absolutely. Now that sounds good. Hey, so talk to me a little bit, D. So at your Iona days, great career there at Iona. Hey, D, did you score 1,000 points?
For my college career, I finished with just over 1,600, I think.
So, gee, well, did you score 1,000? What's 1,600? Jesus.
Well, I finished. I did 1,000 at Army.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did another 500 or 600 at Iona. Something like that.
Wow. Hey, so D, man. So, are you? Do they have a Hall of Fame at Iona?
They do, but I was only there for a year. I wouldn't even consider myself qualified for it. I know my guys, the Burts, are in the Hall of Fame, and they're well deserving of it. I think they are the top scoring father-son duo in college basketball history.
I think so. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which is absolutely awesome and amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I played with Daddy Burt.
Yeah. Great player, man.
Oh my goodness. He changed the way I played the game.
Mm-hmm.
He was the scariest dude in the world to play with. But he made you work.
Mm-hmm.
He made you work. Before you ask a question, I'm gonna give you my favorite Steve Burt story.
All right, let me hear it.
We're playing in the Gauchos gym in the pro-am. And I come down, athletic kid. He hits me with a pass. I jump, twist, turn, and miss the layup. He's like, young fella, don't miss no more layups. I'm like, I didn't try to miss the layup, dude. I didn't try to miss it.
Right.
I didn't go in.
Right.
Couple times down later, he hits me again. I miss another layup. Every time down after that, 3-on-1, 2-on-1, 1-on-3, he would take the ball and make every layup, and he never had to say another word to me because I knew what he was saying. He was saying, I'm only passing you the ball to give you a chance.
Right.
I can do this by myself.
Right. That was Steve Burt, man. Yeah, hell of a play out of him. Hell of a play.
All day, Burt. All day.
Yes. Oh,
Never
man.
stop running.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Hey, so Derrick, man, did you play for the Globetrotters like right after college, or did you like you had your street ball run and then you played for the Globetrotters? How was the order there?
I was in between. I finished college, and I was just starting to get into the circuit, and I got a call from Marvin Walters.
From Fairfield.
Remember?
Yeah.
Fairfield.
Yeah.
He was the director of player personnel for the Trotters. And he said, "Hey, D, we're looking to go competitive, and I would love to invite you out to the camp." And so that's where I started with the Trotters. I went out. It took them a little while to go competitive, but while I was there, I got to play 2.5 years. I did some public speaking engagements for them for basically a year as an advanced ambassador.
Wow.
But I got to do all that while I was still early 20s.
Yeah, definitely.
So that was awesome and fun, and I'd never been more athletic than I was as a Globetrotter because we played every night.
Every night, huh?
And every night, because I was a dunker in the show.
Right.
Every night I had to do 3 to 4 dunks.
Did you?
Yeah. Every night I'd open the show with the first dunk. I have a couple of plays for me later on during the show. But you come home off the road and you get on the street. I could almost take off from the foul line and dunk by the time I was done with the Trotters. Yeah,
definitely, man. And keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, like Derrick wasn't a big guy. Like how tall are you? 6'2", maybe?
I wanted to be 6'2". I played in the Philippines. They measured me at 6 feet 3/4 of an inch.
See?
And it broke my heart.
Oh man, nah, you were a high flyer, man. What was the places that you stopped at with the Globetrotters? Do you have a favorite place?
Vancouver. Vancouver,
Yep.
Canada. It's my favorite spot. I went there. It was like a clean New York.
Yes.
Right. Had all the culture, a mixture of folks, but the sidewalks are clean. Awesome club scene, all that. So Vancouver was my favorite city to visit. I got to do every state in the U.S. except for Utah.
Really?
And I got 7 countries.
Wow.
So, and that was just in basically a 2.5, 3-year window.
Man, that's cool. Do you have like a classic Globetrotter story you want to share here on Transition Tuesday? You got a funny story like the Steve Burt one? I like the Steve Burt one. That was good too.
Well, some of the Globetrotter stories are a little strange. But the fun thing about it, and I was telling somebody this the other day, is as a Globetrotter, everybody thought we traveled in luxury. Nah, we drove around the country on buses.
Wow, didn't know that.
And so we'd be on the bus, and every trip you really only had 3 options. You would watch the movie, or you would play dominoes at the dominoes table on the bus, or you would sleep.
Wow.
And that was, most times we would do all 3. And then when we got to the city, we would hit the mall, then we would play, then we would hit the clubs.
Man.
That was a Globetrotter day.
Wow. And you know what's funny too, DC, is I remember growing up watching the Harlem Globetrotters, the cartoon.
Yeah.
And they used to travel on that big bus. I used to remember that.
Yeah, that is my one cool story is that my first camp was Curly Neal came through. And so every time we did an introduction, he would introduce himself as a different bald, famous guy. Yul Brynner, Telly Savalas. But it was cool to get to understand the professional level that they played on.
Yeah.
And to get to know the history behind the Globetrotters. We knew them as the clown princes of basketball, but they had a fairly rich history.
Definitely,
especially as it related to competitive basketball and helping integrate the NBA.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that was big, man. That was huge. I used to love watching the Globetrotters, man. And again, I just remember the cartoons with the Harlem Globetrotters. That was major. That was big.
Oh, yeah, Absolutely. Oh, and Geese Osby was one of my coaches.
Oh, wow. Famous Geese Osby. Man, oh, man. How was that? That had to be a thrill, man.
Geese he was older, and he was still funny. Like he never missed a beat. He never missed a beat. My other coach was Tex Harrison, and he would say all the funniest stuff. We called them Harrisonisms. He'd be like, if I put your brain in a bird, it would fly backwards. Say stuff to you like, son, you're a great outside shooter, but the problem is we play indoors. He had all those kind of things that he would say because he had been around the game 50 plus years.
Yeah.
He's a great player in college.
Yeah.
Became a globetrotter and been and stayed around the game for most of his life.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yep. Nah, that sounds great, man. As a globetrotter, man. That's not too many people have that. And also for you, Derrick, man, we was talking about it earlier. Is you were that player that was a great college player, played for the Globetrotters, but you were that streetball legend guy too, man. I mean, you around the circuit, you were that guy. Like, did you have like a nickname? What's your nickname? Was it DC or what was it? I forget.
It was DC in most places. At 55th, they gave me Basic Instinct, which I loved. I thought that was because it describes my game.
That's
perfectly.
Right. That's right.
No flash, no dash. I'm just trying to get after you.
Yep. That's right. Basic Instinct. I remember that. Yep.
So those were good times.
Yeah, that's true.
When I got that name, I was actually on with Duke and Al a couple weeks ago, and we laughed about that. But yeah, I got to play the whole circuit. I was more focused on the pro-am circuit than anything else. Because your measuring stick is the pros.
Yes.
Right. So we can play against regular folks on the playground, but as college players, we want to play against the guys that they say is the best.
Right. Definitely.
Yeah, come on, Randy Woods. We want to see you tonight.
That's right. Absolutely.
and that's what we did. So it was always about getting after those guys and using those guys as a measuring stick.
That's true.
And, I spent enough time losing in college. I didn't want to lose anymore. So, we trying to get some wins, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get a win.
That's true. That's true. Hey, imagine if you played now, DC, man, with this name and likeness. I can see like you playing like your name. You could have represented Canada Dry, Soft. You know what I mean? It's all type of stuff, man. Oh man, you'd made a killing with that one, D.
Oh, that would have worked. That would have been lovely.
Yes.
That would have been lovely.
That would have worked. That would have worked. Oh.
I could do some stuff for DC Comics, all that.
DC Comics, look at that. Here we go. There it is. See that? Oh, man, all type of stuff. Yeah. You might even be a superhero, man. I can see that.
Oh, man, that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
That's some good stuff. But I'm happy that they made some adjustments for the kids.
Yeah.
I think it's important. Like I don't have a story like some of the stories I've heard. In college, I always had enough to eat.
Yeah.
I might not have had a ton of money in my pocket to do stuff, but I always had food.
Yeah.
And so, that's the thing you want is you want to be able to get out every now and then.
That's true.
So,
that's true.
You make your way, but most folks don't understand that. As a Division I athlete, it's work that you don't get paid for.
That's right. Yep. And you can't work while you're playing. People, the kids, they got to remember that too. You can't work. We can't have jobs while you're playing. Can't do it.
Nope. All you're waiting for is a Pell Grant.
Yep. As if you got that. Yep. I never could get it, man. I used to get upset, man.
that was it. That's your income for the whole year.
Yep. That's true. That's true.
The whole year. Unless
you hosted somebody, which I had a nice hustle myself and my boy Ken Boyer. I mean, we used to have a hustle when we had recruits up, and you want to be that host because the college is hitting you up with the cash, and you telling the kid, hey man, tell him you hungry, let's go to McDonald's. Take the kid to McDonald's, pocket the rest. You know what I mean? That was the hustle. That was the job then.
Yeah, because you weren't getting cash any other way.
Right. Yep.
You weren't getting it the other way. Not at the smaller schools. At the big schools, you might get a little something. But
yep.
Smaller schools.
Yep.
It was always a little tougher.
This is true. Hey, so D, let's get back to the Streetball Legend days. So I want to talk to you about, I want to get your top 5 Streetball Legend names. Like, give me some of the some of the best ones that you've heard out there. Like the names are so great. Because I remember a couple. I remember my man Homicide. I used to like the names with these players. You know what I mean? But give me like if you had like a top 5 like street legend like name like nicknames.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah, I know.
There's a lot.
Yeah, I know there's a lot out there.
There's a lot.
Yep.
Ali Mo was the Black Widow.
Yes.
I thought that one was hot.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Steve Burt was All Day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you can't beat All Day.
Mm-hmm.
My man Biz, who was the original half man, half amazing.
Oh, that's right.
Carter.
Yes.
So I thought that one was a real good one too.
Mm-hmm.
But there are just so many of them. Predator.
Terminator. Yep. Bone Collector, right? Was one, right?
Yeah. All those. I'll be right back.
That's right. Yeah.
Those are all ridiculously awesome streetball names. Term was probably the one who fit the most though, because he was a machine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was, man. He was. Yep.
Nothing you could do with that guy.
That's true, man. Do you have who out there in that circuit you had the most problems with, like going against, or who you look forward to playing against? Was it a couple of guys?
I just enjoy playing against everybody in the circuit.
Mm-hmm.
Like we would play hard against each other. It was all love.
Mm-hmm.
We might almost fight during the game, but it was always love.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Right. And
mm-hmm.
so we would get after it. So United Brooklyn, they were always good. You get down,
mm-hmm.
go down to West Fork. There were a bunch of good teams in West Fork.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest problems, I remember I had to guard Lloyd Daniels for a championship game.
Did you really for a chip?
Yeah.
Wow. And so you had to go. Well, they put the right guy on him because I know you're gonna compete like hell on him. I know that.
Yeah. But he was talking to me the whole time. He was like, "D, you know you can't block my shot. You're too short." And I would be right there, but I couldn't quite get it.
Right. Oh.
I'd be right there. He couldn't get around me, but I could. Lloyd's 6'7".
Yeah.
6'8".
Yep. Mm-hmm. Sweet pea. Oh yeah, man.
So ain't much you can do with him. That's
true. That's true. Did you have like a favorite tournament you like playing? Like you look forward into, like for playing in?
I love the National Pro-Am.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
National Pro-Am was always fun because we would typically represent New York, even though everybody it's political. No, we won the most tournaments during the summer, so we would get to represent. But we would go out, and all the other teams would be, they would gun for us.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But they would never come close.
Uh-huh.
Like Chicago was probably the toughest team we would play, but we didn't lose to them. Like we would go out and we wouldn't lose to anybody, and it was always fun because we bring the New York guys with us.
Yep.
And some of our New York guys hadn't traveled, so you're always changing the team over, right? Guys get older.
Yep.
Up and coming guys, and so everybody always thinks they're going to come out and do their thing. And then they get in the game, and sometimes your thing just isn't working today.
That's true.
And so now you got to figure it out.
Right.
But what it did is it allowed you to play against different styles, learn different things, and still be competitive. Like the Chicago guys would always be like, New York guys can't shoot. And we would look at them and be like, we don't have to. We can get by you.
That's right.
and we would just shoot layups and free throws all game.
Yep. That's true.
They back up under the basket, we shoot a layup. But you learn that in different places they do different things and they play basketball different ways.
This is true.
It gives you an appreciation for the overall game of basketball, especially after the college level, where we've seen a fair amount of structure through college. But when you get out into the street, the structure changes.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. And speaking of structure, DC, so was there that one tournament you ever played in that you were like, damn, man, I kind of fearing for my life. I might have to fight some cats to get out of here. Maybe Kingdom or 155th or something like that. Was it that one tournament that you ever had? You was like, damn, I'm kind of fearing my life here.
Yeah, it was one. It was and it was only a couple of times. Once we got into a regular routine of it, so we traveled everywhere. We hit all the boroughs. But one year we played Soul in the Hole in Brooklyn.
Yes.
And our coach was a little Italian dude who really thought he was getting into other people's heads. And so he would be on the sideline yelling crazy stuff at people. And we're like, dude, you don't know these people. Be quiet.
Right.
And so there, it always felt a little dicey because, you know, that was really the only tournament we were playing in Brooklyn. But then what can I say? I got some perspective because I brought one of my guys to a tournament in Newark. And he was like, dude, there is no way you should be fearful in Brooklyn if you're not fearful in Newark.
Right. In Brick City, right.
And I was like, you know what? I never really thought about it like that.
Right.
I never really thought about it like that because, you know, Newark is Newark.
Yep. Enough said, right? Enough said.
Yeah. They play hard. They get after. You want to talk about aggressive?
Yep. That's true. Brick City, they bring it.
Oh my goodness.
They bring it. Yep.
All day, every day, and they bring everything.
That's true. Yeah. Yes. Literally. Yes. There's things in the trunk, and there's all type of stuff being brought out. Yep. Bring them out.
Absolutely. Don't play.
Yes. So Soul in the Hole, and I know Soul in the Hole, man, that beach used to be hot as hell on that court too, right? Some days that you're playing too. I mean, oh my God! But my man Joe Cruz does a great job there, man.
Well, no, this wasn't the one at the beach. This was Soul in the Hole in Brooklyn.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, you don't think? Oh, okay. Oh, Soul in the Hole. Oh, yes. Oh my God, yes. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. I know exactly what you're talking. Yes. Okay.
About the one up in the Bronx.
Yes. Oh yeah. That's
talking about
Hoops in the Sun. Yeah, thank you for that, DC. Yes. Okay. Oh, I got you. Yeah. Now I'm thinking about the environment that you talked about. Okay. I can see. Yeah, you got to fight your way out of there.
It's like the cage in West Fork, except it's a little bigger.
Yep.
And it's in the middle of a neighborhood.
Yep.
So,
yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you win too, oh man, if you do well too, oh man, that's a tough get to get out of there.
Especially if you got a little crazy Italian guy talking trash to people.
That's right, yeah. That doesn't help matters. That is so true. Yeah, man. Oh man.
Yeah, that was probably the one. Every place else, you know. I mean, at the end of the day, it was all love everywhere we went.
Yeah.
But there's always going to be, you know, people repping their hood.
Absolutely, no doubt about it.
That's just the way it is.
Yeah, that's true, man. That's true.
Yeah, my funny, scary story for you is my first Pro-Am year, my first national Pro-Am. We played it out in Colorado. So we were out University of Denver. Chicago probably bought. So there's one team from New York. So there's 10 of us and 2 coaches. Right. Chicago bought like 4 men's teams, 4 women's teams, and every hustler out of the city of Chicago. They bet on the games. So we walk into the gym for the championship, and as we walk in, they have the entire side, college court, entire side. So think of the Mulcahy Center. That whole side of the bleachers is full. That was Chicago. Whole side of the bleachers is full. We walk in, 12 of us. New York is here. They're gonna lose the game and the fight.
Oh.
And I was like, whoa, hold up.
We here to play ball. What's going on?
Needless to say, we ran most of those folks out of the gym. So we wound up.
Yeah.
We were up 20 at the half and wound up winning by 30. So by halftime, more than half the crowd was gone. So the fight was off, and I was wiping my brow like, ooh.
There you go. Yeah. But you know what? My money would have been on you if some would have went down. My money would have been on DC. You know, you guys would have definitely won the 5th quarter. You know what I mean? So
that was going to be the goal, man.
Yep.
So I was just like, man, but yeah, that hoop stuff on the street was fun. It was awesome. You get out there, you play, and everybody's always gunning for you.
Yes. That's true.
Like if you got half a name, they coming to see you.
Yeah. Yup.
And if you have an off game, they're gonna talk about you like a dog, regardless of how good you are.
Yep. From the guy on the mic, Tango on Cash, to like the people just watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, that dude's a bum.
Yep.
What are you talking about?
Yep. And he got a nickname too. What? Get out of here.
Oh, they get after you, but it's the competitive nature, and that's what I loved about the game is. You know, you can get out there and compete.
Yep.
And you play hard against the other guy, and at the end of the game, y'all both went hard, and it's nothing but love.
That's true. Yeah.
Love.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's true. Hey, so DC, man, I'm so happy to have you on today, man, and share some moments with us. But at my last question before you head on out, man, I know you coach now. You coach high school now. So, what are today's players' mentality now compared to like when you played? Because again, you had that tough gene, and you were a competitive guy. So, like, do you find the players that you're coaching today, do they have that same tough gene, or do they compete, like on the level in which you were, competing at that time?
So what I found out is we truly have a YouTube generation. Like, they play for the highlight. Like, it doesn't matter. Nothing else matters but the highlight. I had a guy. He wound up at a small Division I school when I was an assistant up at West Orange. Kid is 6'5", 6'6", left-handed, really good basketball IQ, really good athlete. And I'm like, dude, when you're playing defense as an athlete, you take the charge and you block the shot. But you don't just stand and let the guy shoot the layup.
Right.
He goes, Coach, I don't want to end up on YouTube getting dunked on.
Really?
I'm like, for real? Are you kidding me right now? I could be on the bus. We're coming back from a game. We haven't had a good team yet. I got some good kids, but I don't have a ton of basketball players. We're on the bus. Coach, did you upload that video yet? Oh man, we just lost by 20. What are we talking about a video for? But that's where a lot of the kids are. They want the highlight. They want that Instagram fame. They want to be able to post. They want to be able to post a video of that one crossover they did the whole game, so that they can get some likes and some love.
Man.
And that makes it tough. I mean,
yeah.
As a coach, the game is still the game. But the priority of the kids is slightly different. There are some that really get after it hard, but there are some that I'm just here to be here for the jersey and try to get a couple highlights so I can be Instagram famous. Oh
man, that is crazy, man. Does that frustrate you a little bit? Knowing how you were as a competitor, is that frustrating sometimes?
It is.
Yeah.
But I also understand that based on how we raised a lot of our kids, it's different for them.
Yeah.
So
yep.
I coached AAU a couple of years ago, and I was telling the kids, play hard. And then after a couple games, I realized that they didn't understand what play hard means. Like they don't have a concept of what that is.
Right.
Like I'm out here running. What do you mean play hard? and so when I realized that, I had to adjust what I was doing and have them practice at a pace that promoted them playing hard all the time.
Right.
And so it's for me, it's teaching those things and giving back and having them understand that I just told my son the other day, like the stuff we do for high school sports, it's not about you being a pro, at least not a pro athlete. But the rules apply. I asked him, because he was running a little late for an interview, I was like, can you be late to football practice? Could you be late to football practice in high school?
Yep.
No. So could you walk on the field when practice was starting and considered to be on time? No. That is what high school sports is supposed to teach you.
Yep.
Is getting there early, being prepared for what you're going to do, and doing it to the best of your ability. Like I joke all the time that at my peak, I might have been in the top 1% of basketball players in the world. But only 0.03 make it to the league.
Yep. I know, right? Isn't that crazy, Derrick, man? I've heard a story. I heard a statistic. You got a better chance being struck by lightning twice than being drafted in the NBA. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Like there's still thousands upon thousands of people who are better than you, and you feel like you're in the top 1%.
Yep.
Sorry, buddy. If you're in the top 1%, you're still way away from the league.
Absolutely, man.
And that's what I try to teach and promote is just get out here, work as hard as you can. You never know what's going to come out of it. I'm not going to kill your dream.
Yep.
But I'm going to be honest with you. If you are not doing the things you need to do, I'm going to tell you, you're not going to make it unless you change something.
There you go. And that's coming from a cat. This is coming from a guy. Because again, Derrick, I'm glad to have you on, man, to give you your flowers, because you were that guy, like select, like there's a handful of people. If you really think about it, we talk about percentages, like you just broke down yourself, Derrick, man. You're those one few minute people that did so well in college. Globetrotters, I mentioned that, the Globetrotters. But again, with the Streetball, the nickname, the legends, and able to do that, and coach too, man. You're like one of those select few. Like you hit the lottery, my man. You definitely did, man.
God is good. And
Absolutely.
He watches out and watches over it. So
absolutely.
I'm happy with the lot that I've been given, and I just want to keep giving back.
Yep. There you go, man. Well, DC, man, my man, Derrick Canada, Canada Drive. We could have cashed in on that, man. I would have been your agent, the whole nine,
I might have to work on that. I got 3 sons now. Well, I got 2 that are coming up. So I might have to work on seeing if we can get something on that. If I do, I'm gonna write you into the contract.
There you go. I get a referral fee. I'll take that.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
Derrick, my man, I appreciate you coming on, man. Want to give you your flowers, man, while we're here. You know what I mean, man? It was great catching up with you, man. We was always competing. You know what I mean? I used to always have my tongue hanging, but this is good just for us to converse, man, on camera. That's the good thing, man. Nah, I ain't sore. I don't have to be sore today. You know what I mean? When I'm going against Derrick.
Man, appreciate you, bro. Love what you're doing. Keep doing it.
Thank you, man.
We'll catch up again soon.
Absolutely. Respect, Derrick. Thank you, sir.
All right, bro.
All right. Later, man. Oh, man. My guy, Mr. Derrick Canada, joining us today. Oh, man. Super interview, my man. Derrick Canada. I tell you, man, there's a guy, man. He's a guy. He's one of those minute people who did it all on all different levels, man. All different levels, from the street level, from the street ball to the college ranks. This guy did his thing. Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, if we were able to make you laugh, smile, and think during this broadcast, my good friends, you have accomplished something major today. So celebrate your victory. Celebrate your victory here. As I'm going to try to track down my tunes. And I'm noticing because again, as you guys know, we do this live, and I'm hoping, because I haven't had a chance to see the people out there responding. My apologies on that. But when you're live, sometimes you get that. Like I'm trying to get my theme music, trying to pull that up, trying to get that live. Just bear with me, ladies and gentlemen, so we can keep the show and everything rolling here. There we go. Let me pull this here. All right. Hold on 1 second. This is live. All right. Let's see if I can play this here. Oh, there we go. Yes, sir. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Transition Army, thank you for watching Transition Tuesdays. I appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for watching us here today. And if you missed this episode and past episodes, you can head to our YouTube channel, which is Transition Tuesdays. And when you're on there, please like and subscribe what you see. I would appreciate it. And also, guys, if you haven't done so already, you can follow me on Instagram, or IG as the young people like to call it. I'm at Russ Will Transitions. That's Russ Will Transitions with an S. Check me out there. Follow me there. And major shout out to my guy, my special guest, Mr. Derrick Canada, joining us today. Here's a guy who's persevered, went through some transitions, transitioning all over the place. This guy, man, has a great story to tell, and he's one of those select few of those basketball athletes, man, who covered all bases, man. So it was great to see that guy. He used to love competing against Derrick Canada, and I'm not sore today because of it now. We're able to converse and talk, which is a great thing. So shout out to you, Derrick Canada. Thank you for coming on, my man. So guests of Transition Tuesdays receive a candy gift pack, compliments of Sweet Candy Cafe. Now, Sweet Candy Cafe is located in downtown Lumberton, North Carolina, and it's the home. It is the home of Southern Sweetness. So after the show, ladies and gentlemen, homework assignment, after the show, head to sweetcandycafe.com and order all your confectionery goodies. And also remember, ladies and gentlemen, that they ship home and abroad. They ship all over the place. So there's no excuse, okay? So again, like I mentioned before, that's sweetcandycafe.com. Because here on Transition Tuesdays, we support small businesses. That's what we do here. That's what we do here. And I'll be remiss if I didn't mention today's my daughter Taya's, her 20th birthday today. So happy birthday, TTG, which is Taya the Great. Happy birthday to you, sweetheart. Oh, man, I just remember bringing you home, man, when you were born. So now, 20 years later, I'm getting old. We're all getting old. That's a good thing. But, oh, man, happy birthday to you, sweetheart. Happy birthday to you. So, ladies and gentlemen, Transition Army, as we say in parting, happy transitioning, and we'll speak to you soon. Take care, everybody. Now I'm going to see, because again, this is live. I'm going to see if I can get out of here. We're going to see what we got here. Take care, everybody.